Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. I hope you're all well wherever you are, whatever you are up to. I just want to make a little note about the noise that is probably going to be going around as I film this video today. There's like helicopters and planes, and we're having some gardening done at the moment, and they've got machinery outside and it's like making this big noise, so I apologise if there's a bit of background noise today, but hopefully you can hear me okay anyway. Housekeeping out of the way, today I am here to chat to you about a project I have been making, sort of working in the background on for a while. And it is the Desmond Backpack by Taylor Tailor, and those of you that follow me on Instagram will have seen me do a little few posts just as I've been sewing it and making it. So I wanted to chat to you a bit more about that today. There's also a blog post that's linked to this video that's got loads more pictures and obviously links to all the fabric and the pattern and the hardware and all the stuff you need to know about it, but I wanted to just show you the backpack up in a little bit more detail. So normally I make clothes, you know, you see me doing loads of videos on clothes, and that is predominantly what I make. But when we got our fabric in last year, the Millerain waxed canvas fabric, which is a beautiful fabric. It's all made here in the UK, and it's got this special sort of waxy coating on it. And that's the fabric that I use to make my Closet Case Patterns Kelly Anorak, which hopefully some of you have seen the videos of before. And I wanted to just sort of try a different project with that fabric really, and sort of show you other things that you can do with that fabric. So this bag project is ideal for that. It takes 1 metre of fabric to make the backpack, but having chatted to a few of my sewing friends, they also had the idea that if you wanted to make a smaller backpack or even a bigger one, because the pattern's a PDF, you could just try printing it out on a different scale and it would give you a slightly different size, but sort of as it comes out the packet, if you like, you need 1 metre of fabric. So I used the peacock blue colourway of the fabric, but we do have 4 other colours. We've got a navy, a maroon, a khaki and a tan colour, which is what I used for my Kelly. They're all really nice. So the backpack is sort of, you know, it's quite sort of soft and floppy in that sense. It's not like a majorly sort of structured backpack, so it's quite just sort of nice, kind of easygoing casual project. You do need quite a few little bits of hardware for it, and to go along with me doing this post and everything, we have put together special packs, hardware packs, that have got all of the hardware in it that you need to make the backpack. So it's all together and sort of one kind of product. So you've got your webbing, which is a really nice strong polyester strapping, and we've done it in black because that goes with pretty much all colours. And we've got the really nice kind of antique-y finished hardware. So there's the D-rings, there's the sliders, and then the little hooks for closing the backpack as well. So you get enough of all of that in the little pack we've made, and a zip too. So it's a black zip for the front pocket. You actually end up seeing hardly any of the zip at all, and then you just see the little sort of metal pull which matches the D-ring. So the way that the bag works is it's just kind of open at the top. It has this kind of 3D effect because of the gusset at the bottom, and then it's got these side pockets as well, and then so it's just all sort of open inside. It's got a 2 internal pockets as well, actually sorry, 4 internal pockets, because it's got kind of patch one and then 2 side ones. And then basically what you do is just roll the top of the bag to close it, and then these 2 straps come over the top and they are adjustable, and then you just click them onto the D-rings there, so you can kind of fit it to however much stuff you've got in the bag. The pattern kind of builds in lots of ease in terms of length of these straps, so then you can just kind of cut it down to size afterwards. The instructions are really good for this backpack if you are looking at the sew along, which is on the Taylor Tailor website, which is where the pattern comes from. There's loads of photographs. It makes it really clear, so I would recommend looking at that if you decided to try making it, because it does, I just find photographs much easier to interpret than illustrations, and you know, it's hard to read all the time, so it's nice when you can look at pictures and work out what you're supposed to do. But I just feel like it's a really well thought out bag, like everything's kind of reinforced where it should be. Like you've got the stitches with the cross on it here, and you've got a little kind of loop handle to kind of carry it that way. The way that the straps sort of angle out is also really well thought out too. You can see that they're sort of at an angle as they come out the bag, and then the same as they sort of insert into the bottom. You know, all of the angle of all of those straps is kind of worked out for you, which is really good. And then it also gets you to put in a lot of reinforcing stitches, which end up getting hidden to make the backpack strong. So you can see that as it's been sort of designed and put together, it's just been well thought out in terms of making it nice and robust. I did find it pretty easy to put together. I don't often make bags, but you know, it was fine. Probably the trickiest part of it is this patch pocket that's on the front, because it's obviously just a flat bit of fabric that you put the zip into, and then you sort of create this 3D shape, and then you have to sort of put it on and sew it around the edge. So that was maybe like a little bit fiddly, but everything else is really pretty easy. It's all, you know, it's all just more or less like flat seams or kind of putting a pocket on, top stitching round. So it's, you know, if you're still sort of advanced beginner kind of level, or you know, if you're not sure, then I would say give it a go. It's actually not too bad at all. The only thing that I would have maybe changed when I was making the bag is to put some padding in the straps, because they do come out quite thin, but I guess it just depends how heavy the stuff you're going to carry in the bag is. If it's not going to be that heavy, then it might be fine, or if you're not going to be carrying it for prolonged periods of time, you'd probably be okay as well. But that's one thing to sort of think about. So here I am actually modelling the bag, and I've put my Kelly Anorak on as well, just for the full effect so that you can see it. So hopefully this gives you a bit of more context in terms of like the size and kind of how it fits, but I think it looks really nice. It's a nice kind of compact size, not too big, not too small, and then it's got all these handy pockets as well. My purse can fit into the pocket in the front, and I've got quite a big chunky purse, so that's always useful. And yeah, I think it's really great. I really like it. So going back to the hardware kits again, I'll link to them below, and then they're also in the blog post as well, but it's $19.50 for all of the hardware that you need to make it, and all the hardware is from Prim, so it's really good quality. And included in that hardware pack is a 15% discount to buy the PDF pattern from the Taylor Tailor website, and then on top of that you'll also obviously need your fabric, so you need a metre of the main fabric, and then of the lining as well. So for my lining I used one of our cotton linen canvases, which is actually on the sale. I think there's a little bit left, or there's maybe just a little bit of the other colourway of it, but you can use, you know, you could use any sort of medium weight to kind of thicker fabric for the lining. You maybe just have something in your stash anyway. If it is a lighter weight fabric, then you'd maybe want to think about interfacing it just so it's got a bit more body to it. But I didn't interface mine. And we're also going to be doing a special offer, so if you want to make it with the Millerain canvas, then we'll also give you 10% off the price of the Millerain that you need to make the backpack too. So if you click on the blog post link that's in the comments below, then you'll see the details of how to get that discount. But I hope you've enjoyed sort of seeing the bag up close in a little bit more detail, and hopefully it just gives you another idea of something that you can do with this type of fabric. It is a really beautiful fabric, and I think the colours are just really nice, and the finish of it's just lovely as well. It's not really sort of thick and sort of wet type of oily like that more sort of traditional oil skin. It's just got a nice kind of finish on it that makes it a bit more weather resistant, sort of splash proof or waterproof or whatever. So yeah, if you do decide to give it a go, then let me know. If you've got any questions, as always, just leave them in the comments and I shall try my best to answer them. But thanks so much for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed already, just remember to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on my next video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!